Welcome to a new episode of Sports Predictions. Today we cover 8 matches for Thursday. This is the high-stakes second leg of the Belgian Cup semi-final at the Boswell Stadium. Antwerp enters this match with a 1-0 advantage from the first leg, which puts them in a strong position. Historically, Antwerp has been very efficient at home, scoring in 80% of their recent matches in the first half alone. They average nearly 2 goals per match at the Boswell Stadium, and with players like Vincent Janssen leading the line, their offensive threat is constant. Anderlecht, meanwhile, is struggling with a goal drought, having failed to score in their last 4 matches. Their defense has been leaky, conceding an average of 1.1 goals in the first half of away games. While they must push forward to overturn the deficit, this will likely leave gaps for Antwerp's quick transitions. Given Antwerp's home form and Anderlecht's recent defensive lapses, the hosts are highly likely to find the net at least once today. Prediction: Antwerp to score. This is the absolute highlight of the day as 2 Spanish giants collide at the Metropolitano. Atletico Madrid has evolved significantly this season, shifting away from their traditional defensive shell toward a much more aggressive and clinical offensive style, especially when playing in front of their home crowd. Their ability to capitalize on set pieces and rapid transitions makes them a constant threat. Barcelona arrives with their signature possession-based game, boasting one of the highest scoring averages in the league. However, their high defensive line has looked vulnerable lately, often leading to high-scoring affairs when they face elite opposition. Recent head-to-head encounters and the current form of both strike forces point toward a very open match with plenty of scoring opportunities. With both teams desperate for points in the title race, neither is expected to sit back, setting the stage for a fast-paced encounter filled with goals. Prediction: total goals, over 2.5. This Brazilian encounter is set to be a battle of attrition where wide play will be the primary weapon. Chapecoense, playing at the Arena Conda, traditionally employs a tactical setup focusing on overlapping fullbacks and high-frequency crossing. This aggressive approach consistently forces opposing defenders into difficult positions, often resulting in desperate clearances behind the goal line. Their ability to pin opponents in their own half ensures a steady stream of set-piece opportunities throughout the match. Coritiba arrives with a similar offensive mindset, utilizing quick transitions and long-range strikes that are prone to being deflected out of play. Statistical data for both clubs indicate a strong trend toward high corner counts, as neither team shies away from physical aerial duels. Given the high stakes, constant pressure on the flanks should push the corner count beyond the predicted line. Prediction: total corners, over 8.5. This Brazilian matchup is expected to be a high-intensity battle where physical play and tactical fouls will dominate the midfield. Mirassol, playing at home, is known for a gritty defensive style and a high-pressing game that often results in frequent disciplinary interventions. They tend to interrupt the flow of the game whenever the opponent gains momentum, leading to a steady accumulation of bookings. Cruzeiro arrives with a fast-paced offensive transition that puts immense pressure on opposing defenders, forcing them into desperate challenges and professional fouls to stop dangerous attacks. Both squads have shown a consistent statistical trend of being involved in high-card fixtures, especially when the stakes are high and the game remains tightly contested. Given the aggressive nature of both teams and the referee's tendency to manage tempers with cards, we expect a very high number of bookings. Prediction: total cards, over 4.5. This encounter in Brazil features a significant gap in tactical approach that heavily favors a high number of set pieces. Atletico MG is known for their relentless offensive pressure, especially when playing at home, where they utilize the full width of the pitch to stretch the opposition's defense. Their strategy involves constant overlapping runs and a high volume of crosses, which frequently result in defenders being forced to clear the ball behind the goal line. Remo typically adopts a more defensive posture in these matchups, relying on a compact low block and quick clearances to survive the pressure. This defensive style naturally concedes numerous corner kicks as they struggle to maintain possession under intense scrutiny. Statistical trends for both clubs suggest a high frequency of corners whenever a dominant home side faces a resilient visitor. Expect the constant offensive flow to easily push the total corner count past the mark. Prediction: total corners, over 8.5. This iconic Brazilian matchup brings together 2 sides that rarely settle for a stalemate. Sao Paulo is traditionally a force at home, where they dictate the tempo with a high possession game and an aggressive offensive line. Their tactical focus is always on securing 3 points, often leaving them vulnerable to counterattacks, which ensures a decisive outcome. They avoid defensive setups in favor of a proactive search for the winning goal. Gremio arrives with a gritty edge, known for their ability to strike effectively on the break. They play with a vertical style that prioritizes direct results over controlled draws. Historical encounters between these giants frequently end with a clear winner, as both managers prefer taking risks to secure a victory rather than playing for a point. Given the offensive mindset of both squads, we expect a definitive result where one side will walk away with the full 3 points. Prediction: double chance, 1 or 2. Vasco da Gama hosts Bahia in an encounter expected to be highly physical, with tactical fouls disrupting the overall rhythm. The home side often employs an aggressive pressing style in midfield, a strategy that inevitably leads to early bookings as they attempt to break up the opponent's build-up play. Their defensive line is known for making decisive, hard challenges when faced with quick transitions from the opposition. Bahia arrives with a fast-paced attacking approach, utilizing skillful players who draw numerous fouls from frustrated defenders in critical areas. Both teams have shown a clear statistical trend of being involved in high-card fixtures, especially when fighting for crucial league points. The intensity of this rivalry, combined with a strict referee, creates the perfect environment for multiple disciplinary actions. Expect a fragmented game where the official will reach for his pocket frequently to maintain control. Prediction: total cards, over 3.5. The community stadium prepares for an exciting London derby where offensive football usually takes centre stage. Brentford has a remarkable track record of finding the net against top-tier opposition at home, utilising their physical presence and set-piece efficiency to exploit any defensive gaps. They play with no fear and consistently push their lines high, creating chances through direct transitions. Arsenal arrives with a clinical attacking unit that has been scoring freely in recent outings, showing immense creativity in the final third. However, the Gunners have occasionally shown lapses in concentration away from home, allowing opponents to capitalize on counterattacks. Statistical data for both sides suggests a high probability of a high-scoring affair, as neither team is likely to settle for a defensive approach. With both strike forces in excellent form and the points crucial for their respective goals, we expect goals from both sides of the pitch. Prediction: both teams to score.